This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and sometimes, to defeat the aggro decks of the ladder, certain sacrifices must be made. And today we are playing Rakdos Mardu, kind of Mardu Rakdos Sacrifice, and it does have a lot of new cards, which is pretty cool. The face of Sacrifice has changed. The face of Sacrifice now is EXTUS, the Auric Overlord. For 1 and a white black, you get a 2/4 double strike human warlock that's legendary with Magecraft, and whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, return a non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's okay. That's not the worst card in the world, but what we're really doing is playing the backside, which is Awaken the Blood Avatar, and what a backside it is. 6 toughness, that's thick. Anyway, the way that it works is you get a 3/6 black and red avatar creature token with haste, and whenever it attacks, it deals 3 damage to each opponent. But that's so much! 8 mana for that? That's not great. Wait a minute. Whenever you cast this card, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. It costs 2 less for each creature sacrificed this way. If you have 2 creatures to sacrifice, it's a 4 mana play. If you have 3 creatures to sacrifice, it is a 2 mana play. So give yourself a little moment of visualization. If we play a turn 1 Eye Twitch, a turn 2 either a Forbidden Friendship or a Serrated Scorpion, and then turn 3 we use a Claim the Firstborn on our opponent's creature, and then cast this for 2 mana, and then attack them, and they sacrifice another creature, and we have a 3/6 that also deals 3 damage when it attacks, like a 6/6 haste. Whoa. That is a big swing. Now that's a little magical Christmas land. I just drew up the perfect hand. We do need to surround it with other things. So, in order to make the deck work, we play it like a good old sacrifice combo burn deck, a lot like Turbo Mayhem Devil back in the day before Cat Oven just kind of made it free. So we have 4 Serrated Scorpions, 4 Eye Twitches, which we've played in a few other decks so that we can have a learn board, and we have 4 copies of Plumb the Forbidden, which says you can copy this for each creature you sacrifice. It also plays great with Claim the Firstborn and the Akroan War to draw cards and lose life. So it's a really good hand reload that makes sure that your creatures die. Village Rites, of course, fits the bill there as well. Forbidden Friendship looks funky until you consider that just this is enough to play EXTUS early. Like this plus Claim plays it on turn 3. This plus Scorpion plays EXTUS on turn 3. Like that's why we have 2 copies of the Forbidden Friendship. And we have 2 Heartless Axe as a catch-all removal spell because it's very just generally good. We have 4 Bastions of Remembrance to help with the burn plan when we're sacrificing creatures. We saw this go to work in the Golgari Sacrifice deck. Now here it is making its way to Rakdos. 2 copies of Woe Strider. I kind of want more, and I kind of don't want more. When it comes to turn 3, I almost always want to either be popping off with EXTUS, or I want to be getting the Bastion down since it's a big investment for the deck. And Woe Strider, quite often you play it, and it gets bone crushed, and then you have to wait till turn 5 to get it back. So I think 2 copies of Woe Strider is fine. I don't think that this is the sacrifice outlet you want. The sacrifice outlet you usually want is either EXTUS or Plumb the Forbidden. We actually have a ton of ways to sacrifice creatures, so we don't need Woe Strider as much. In fact, it probably could be Kroxa, because Kroxa is a little cheaper to bring out of the graveyard, and the main use for Woe Strider, quite honestly, is against rogues, just giving you that grindy ability from the yard. So maybe you could cut Woe Strider entirely, lower your curve a little, and play Kroxa as a good backup plan. I actually like that idea, but today we're going to play Woe Strider because this is the list I've been testing with. And then we've got 2 copies of the Akroan War as more ways to yoink and then sacrifice bigger things. A whole bunch of lands. The pathways are because sometimes you play EXTUS, but don't plan on it all the time. If you have to make an early choice on whether or not to put the pathway on white or black or white or red, just put it on the color that actually helps you cast your spells in the Rakdos deck. And, plan to cast Awaken the Blood Avatar, not EXTUS. Although we'll see. I bet we get some time with EXTUS in the video. Anyway, Learn board. We've got environmental sciences, which shouldn't surprise you. Start from scratch, because maybe I'll kill a great henge or an embercleave with it. Pest summoning makes 100% sense in the sacrifice deck. Mascot exhibition is great if we have enough mana, but the all-star is necrotic fumes, whereas normally this is a really bad lesson to go get because you set your own board back way too much. Necrotic fumes in this deck, you can steal the opponent's thing, exile the thing you stole, and exile another one of their things. It's like the old bone splinters, and it's kind of free because it's in the learn board, which you get with iTwitch. So it's really good. Now that I've introduced the deck, what it's trying to do, and what we're going for, I'm going to dedicate the video. Today's video is dedicated to Trow the Wanderer or Trout He Wanderer. One of the two. Thank you very much for joining, hitting the join button below and becoming a member of the Cool Kids Club to support the channel for $4.99 a month. I'm thinking about putting the Twitch streams as VODs for the YouTube members, because they kind of mess up the algorithm and people just kind of leave me weird comments about them and not everybody likes them. But as members, I can put them as ad-free VODs. So if you see those and you're a member, check it out. If you're interested in those, join the club. And also, all of my members get access to tomorrow's deck list a day early in a special Discord channel. So let's see, that is, there you go. There is a glimpse. So if you join the Discord and you're a member, you'll get this cool red designation, and you'll get access to this channel that gives you tomorrow's deck list a day early. So if you want to get ahead of the meta, that's a way to do it. And thank you very much to everybody for the support. And yeah. Oh yeah, we get a cosmetic. You get a cosmetic dedicated to you if you are chosen as the video dedication, which goes out to one random member who joined within the last 24 hours. So we could get 95% off Feed the Swarm or 50% off Test of Talents. I know which one I'm more likely to play, but I can't turn down 95% off. So Feed the Swarm, this one is dedicated to what I would like to believe is Trout He Wanderer. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. We journey forth, seeking rogues players to vanquish, or just creature decks in general. We're on the play, no companion, so probably aggro. This hand looks great. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to need white for anything. I could just commit this now because I don't know if I need red-black, so no EXTUS in sight, and if I draw EXTUS, I should have plenty of creatures and want to play the Blood Avatar side. Fervent Champion. Hey, attack you. Cool. All right. Looks like we get a pretty lame turn. Do we want to block with rights and draw cards, or do we want to hit for one? I think that preventing one damage isn't really worth it, so let's get in there. We are a nickel and dime deck. Let's get a nickel. Okay, opponent might have a Bone Crusher Giant. Let's see if we can get them to cast it. There it is. Now they don't get their 4/3. I know it takes us off of our turn 3 play, which is sad. I think that's still fine, though. Get a removal spell? You betcha. And we didn't draw playable. Gosh, that's sad. That is so sad. All right, we need to set stops to bluff, because that's all we can do for the rest of our turn. Okay, no plays. Weird. Not sure what's up with that. Now we can get down the Bastion, or we can get down the Strider. Again, there's probably another Bone Crusher Giant. Let's get the Bastion down, so if our things start dying, we start gaining that sweet, sweet life point. And again, we'll hold up the rights for the Bone Crusher Giant. There's a Torbrand. We're going to steal that. And no, I don't want to block and use the rights. I want to use the rights on the Torbran. If the opponent has something about the war, they might have their own Akroan war, which would be kind of weird, but totally possible. Thin deck, get red. Akroan war, you're mine. Nice Torbran, bro. I like it. The opponent also played that knowing I had the fumes, so I was about to say, I think they have another, and they do. Want to attack? With only a colorless showing? That's what I thought. Nice. All right. How to punish. How to punish, maim, and destroy. There's so many options here, and this is where I personally struggle a lot with this type of deck. When I have all these options, I gotta find the right one. I think I can save the claim for something better than the Fervent Champion, which has to attack next turn anyway, but they might have an Embercleave, and I could steal the Fervent Champion, sacrifice it to the Fumes, and then exile their Torbran, which would be pretty awesome. Their Torbran has to attack next turn, which could be blocked by my Torbran, but if they have an Embercleave, it's a blowout. So getting rid of their creatures makes a lot of sense. Let's do it. The opponent won't want to block if they do have an Embercleave, so we could attack first. But they know about the Fumes, so they will block. I see. All right. So, target. Exile this. Play another black. We'll play our little Ibat. Attack. That seems pretty good. Bone Crusher Giant. Village Rights. If we do it now, though, they get back the Torbran, so I guess this is now fine. Unfortunate, but true. We might draw into another sacrifice effect. Oh, wait, we can just go get the Fumes, and then we can take out the Torbran that way, and then they don't get a Giant. I guess that's a little better. It's close, though. I could see both. Let's make sure we put stops in case we draw another Village Rights. Now Annex is here. All right, untap. Draw. Sag. All right, we gave back the Torbran, which sucks. How do we defend against the Annex? I think we just get rid of the Annex, actually. They're at 12 life. Yeah, that card can just kill us all on its own. All right, Land City. We never lack for lands, do we? Not so far. At least our opponent's drawn 6 as well. It's close to even, because we've drawn 4 extra cards from Village Rights. And they get to start throwing their land creatures at us with the power of Faceless Haven. They don't have enough here to cleave, though. Cleave is not on the table. Get a little drain here. War Strider comes back from the graveyard, so trading it with a Haven is great. That's not a land, so we'll keep it. We'll just drain them out with our creatures dying. It'll be fun. I think we have enough black. Let's go get another red. Grind them out with a big Woe Strider. So, do we have lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost. Not quite. What a gamer. Amber Cleave. You got me. Whatever shall I do? Oh, it's beautiful. Let's get the style points, guys. Let's get the style points. Take that, mono red. I would take another mono red opponent. Come on in. Let's go. You and me. On the draw, no companion, probably an aggro deck, and we've got a curve of creatures and bastions, so this hand is great. Yeah. Yeah. All right, if they have Robber of the Rich playing the Scorpions right, if they have a Bone Crusher Giant, it's going to feel a little bad because we went second, so we can't Village Rights the Scorpion. Rude. Very rude. How dare you? All right, well, that block, that draw is unbeatable. Like, you just don't beat Double Fervent Champion very often. One drop, one drop, one drop on the play. Seems good. Seems fine. Yeah, okay. It's a good game. It's a very good game. Yeah, I mean, I can double block, but then I can't EXTUS, and maybe I just need the 3/6. I can't EXTUS that turn anyway, though. I don't have a choice here. One creature is going to survive, though. If they killed the Eye Twitch, I guess I'd be better off because I get the fumes. But all right. So they also have Embercleave, right? Because why wouldn't they? This is a case of being careful what you wish for, because they might just draw the nuts. Yeah. Okay, then. Let's kill some stuff. Okay. Cool. It's cool. That's great. All right, this time I wish for mono red, but I want to be on the play. It's just not fair on the draw. You literally do nothing and die. Nope, on the draw. All right. An astute observer in comments pointed out that I'm on the draw in over 70% of my matches. That is true. Can confirm. And yes, I do think the algorithm is rigged against certain players who play a lot. So it's very frustrating to think about, but that's where I'm at. It's a good way of making sure that players who don't play a lot have a good experience and might play more in the future. And then as soon as they play a lot, you just rig the game against them. It's just proper, that's just proper game management. All right, our opponent on the Winota style plan, I think. And they've got 2 Winota activations, and because they were on the play, they're going to get a shot at it next turn. We still can't EXTUS, so we Woe Strider and hope we survive. We should be able to survive the attack. Blade Historian, though, is a heck of a card. But we're going to try to gang up and at least kill a couple of these non-humans. Here we go. Yep. Let's see what you get. Boom, another Winota. Okay. And that's it. That's pretty nice. All right, so we've got to kill these. Let's keep this around to cast EXTUS. I think we're stealing next turn, but if we leave the opponent with just one creature, making the Blood Overlord is good too, and we'll have 3 creatures to sack to it. So, yeah, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Well, now, this is the downside of Winota. Even on the play, sometimes you whiff. Do we get Pest Summoning? No. Let's just grab Fumes for the next thing. See, if I sacrifice 3, I can play this for 2. You know what I like better? I actually like the War. I don't want to tunnel vision on the Blood Avatar too much here. I wanna go to War. Do I have any humans in my deck? This is a human. Oh, that's Poggies. That's exciting. Yeah! Get out. Get out, Winota. I play your deck and I liked it. Yeah! Alright, who's next? Who's next? On the draw. Fun hand, though. Turn 2 might be Cycle Plum, which would be sad, but I guess we could sacrifice the Eye Twitch and go get some pests, and then still have EXTUS. This is mono white. Wait a minute. That's not how the song was supposed to go. Alright, do you have a Luminarch Aspirant? Just lined up. They usually do. That's the Groan card on turn 2. Oh, you want trades? I'll trade. Oh, I'm into that. That means they have Lurrus, I think, but oh well. We need some critters, so I'll grab the pests. Seasoned Hollowblade. Alright. What do you think are the odds that we just cast this? Doesn't seem great. It is an okay card, though. I think we're most likely to still play the other side. I'm just deciding whether or not to save the white source, but I may as well wait on that decision. Let's hide the red cards in our deck. We're just cycling Plum this turn after we take some damage. Maybe I should have made the red mana just to bluff a Bone Crusher. Not that I think it matters. Their whole deck is, like, indestructible and obnoxious. Alright, am I ever going to draw Claim? Like, ever? Unclear, isn't it? Let's get one of the Bastions down. We're going to need it. We're going to need it. Oh, they're just going ham. All right. I guess here's fine. I'm glad they don't have a Sky Maul. They let the Hollowblade die. Okay, they definitely have a Lurrus, right? I think that means Lurrus. What if I did play EXTUS? We've got all these spells to play. You know what? For science? For science. Let's go. Double Strike. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, return a non-legendary creature from the graveyard to the hand, like the Eye Twitch. Whoa! Just casting EXTUS is lethal? What? What? What was that? That or the skate of my dog. I don't know if that got through on the audio, but my dog let out a little cute bark because Emmy is silly. All right. Now that we know that just casting EXTUS is lethal. All right, on the draw. Now that we know that just casting the front side is lethal, we're going to try to do it more. Which I think means we lead on the Temple, because normally I would play this on black, play the Scorpion, then next turn probably play a Temple and try to get in a hit with the Scorpion, but maybe we end up casting EXTUS. All right, put that away. I don't like seeing this Snarl. If this is the Prismari Dragon deck, I don't see how that could be a very good matchup. That sounds like a terrible matchup. Uh-huh. They still run Frostbite and Snarls. Interesting. And Faceless Haven. Look at the Snowlands coming together. So, what do we want to get countered? What do we want to resolve? We can play the Woe Strider. It will probably die. And it's not like we have a bunch of lands around to get it back anytime soon. We could play the Bastion first. It might get countered. The 1/1 might die. I think it's better to get the Bastion down, though. But the Woe Strider is more pressure. This is tough, actually. And I'm not sure. We'll play this on white because we might actually cast you. And I think I go for Bastion. It's a big mana investment, and the points add up. So you got to start it as soon as you can. Yep. Yep, had the counter, but at least we got it out of him. I'm learning to think that this card needs to be in the Dragon deck just because you don't have to run 26 land, or you can probably run 24 land in iteration and you'll be okay. So that makes me want to run it. All right, let's go get another red. Do we cast you? The opponent might not be able to kill it. 4 damage is a lot. Well, we learned last time it's kind of lethal. But it's also a really good card with the Avatar to get rid of the dragon. We're also going into the dragon turn. I think I'm sending EXTUS. Let's do it. Let's play with this card a bit more. 4 toughness. What you got? Now when we cast the Heartless Act on their dragon, we get a free Scorpion. Well, that wasn't the dragon I expected, but okay. It's not nearly as threatening as the other dragon they play. So, do we use this and then get gold spanned? This has double strike, so we can attack. But if the opponent uses a Frostbite on here, they might try to trade it. We could then Heartless Act it. Let's see what happens. Because maybe we get a free Frostbite out of the deal. Because they could block and then Frostbite. And in response, we Heartless Act. Okay. If they don't want to lose their dragon, they do have to do it now. There it is. Free Scorpion. Now we need an Akroan War. I'll take that. Another Blood Avatar can do the job on the Goldspan Dragon that is doubtlessly coming, because they never fail to draw these things. They always have them. Don't they? Don't they? Let's find out. Burbs. Hey, I can claim those. Nice. All right. Let's see. Second Epiphany. It's a key sequence. Opponent needs some good cards. They seem to be cold to the EXTUS. And they're not attacking with birds. Okay, they're not in a great spot. What are you doing? Thank you for this draw step. All right, so they can power up Faceless Haven, which we don't really like. If we attack here and they play Haven, we can also claim a burb and get back nothing. So we want to make sure that we get something back. Yeah, I think that we go for the Blood Avatar and sacrifice the Scorpions, which, okay, I don't know how this works. It says it has an additional cost, so I sacrifice the creatures. They're in the graveyard. This goes on the stack, then I get a Scorpion, I think. I think that's how that works. All right, first things first. Give me your bird. My bird. Give me a Scorpion. Give me a Blood Avatar. Trigger. Get back a Scorpion. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Scorpion value. If only I could have somehow had one more creature in the graveyard when I cast Claim, then everything would be amazing. No Brazen Borrower, please. All right, we attack with you. They can power up one Haven and block. If we attack with this, they power up a Haven. It's a trade. I don't want to trade this. They're having a hard time with it. So big booty Avatar, get in there. Feels good. Yeah, you keep drawing those lands. I'm okay with that. Opponent has flooded out a bit. Reasonable hand, just no Goldspan Dragon. That's really all that's missing. That's how powerful the card is. They've got me in full control mode. What you doing? What you doing here? Okay, we're getting magma'd. That's pretty solid. That is a good way to get back in the game. Can I, like, have my turn now? Thanks. Cool. All right, Scorpion. Whoa, Strider. Opponents effectively at 6. And when we attack with the Blood Avatar, they go to 3. They lose 3. So if we get to attack with that Avatar, they're in trouble. But let's see how many Magma Opuses they can draw. Sometimes chaining those is enough to win the game. It's asking a lot because it's 26-8, but it's possible. Mm-hmm. All right, no Avatar. Okay, so block here, take, let's see, power up, block here, block here. Sure. Slow roll. Well, we want to get the Woe Strider back more than we want to play the Friendship, right? 1, 2, 3, power, 1, 2. Son of a! At least they don't get their borrower. Sure. A mascot exhibition is sounding fun. All right, if we attack with the Scorpion, they power up the Haven. They go to 6, and then we get this back, but the Scorpion's off the board. I guess they have Draconic Intervention. We do want to make sure we get this 2 points because the ground is going to be really gummed up. Draconic Intervention could exile these, and then we don't get the points. But I guess as long as we have a Strider, that doesn't happen, but who knows. All right, we cheese ball of damage. They might also have other things they want to do with their mana, like counter this Woe Strider. Uh-huh. All right, -1 counter. Still have a Woe Strider coming back. And an Eye Twitch as well. Yep, another land. Okay, come on. We're definitely in the phase of the game where they have the more powerful deck. And they now have enough snow lands to power up both Havens, so we have to watch out for that too. Okay. Nice. That is a play you can make. It is legal. Let's save this. We might draw a Bastion or a Blood Avatar, something that uses our goat. Forbidden Friendship sneaks in 1 more damage. That could matter. But I don't think it's the play. I think we get out the Woe Strider. The goats could matter. Oh, they've got something. Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. That worked out pretty well for them with the Woe Strider not being around. We could have tried to bring the Woe Strider back, but they do it in response. Maybe you could say it was punishment for attacking with the Strider last turn. Close game. Close game. Eye Twitch can get a Mascot Exhibition. That can be a lot. Haven wants to rumble. Wow. Wow. Gutsy. Okay, there you go. I'm like, 1 removal spell, which I can fetch with the Eye Twitch, and you're dead. Nice. How many counters you got there? Give me that. I like the 4/3 because if they target it, they have to take damage. Nice, right? Right? That's what I'm talking about right there. Down to 3. Oh my gosh, they're so almost dead. They're so almost dead. Die! Why don't you just die? Three cards in graveyard. We need 1 more to get the Woe Strider back if it comes to that. If they somehow play Draconic Intervention here and wreck me. 20-1. What you got? It's Magma Opus. Isn't it? Isn't it Magma Opus? And it's a land for me. But they've got to kill the Eye Twitch, which means I get to go get Mascot Exhibition. What you got? Come on. Okay. The Bee Gees over here are staying alive. There you go. Manual taps. Good work. Bravo. What you gonna do about the bat? What about the bat? Okay, Fire Prophecy. Not quite dead. Oh, wait. 1 damage to any target, you say? And they're tapped out, except for the colorless, faceless Havens. Wow, who said you can't fetch a good burn spell with Learn? I hope you learned your lesson. Ba-doom-psh. That's a rank. We has ranked to the Platinum 3. Now we must not lose it. We're fighting Daragaz, the dragon. Oh, we're on the play. Well, no companion means probably aggro, and we have claim and war, but no sack outlet. But we have eye twitch, which can go get fumes. So we will keep. Flap, flap. Kazandu Valley, nice. Would love to find a Woe Strider. Would love to find a Blood Avatar. Would love to find a lot of things. A Plum the Forbidden would be nice. Green, red. Good old Gruul Adventures. Love Struck Beastie. Yeah, let's... Oh, boy. Here we go. Bastion, nice. Red, I guess? Because this can be black? Oh, wait, we only need like one red, don't we? So if I put this on black and I draw EXTUS, I might want to play this on white. But wait, I'm never casting EXTUS without sacrifice in this game. So I can safely play this on black. Man, the pathway game. I overthink it so much. I feel like I can do better. And that I'll get this eventually anyway in the war. Alright. Probably a Bone Crusher Giant. Let's find out. They take their bumps. Patience, patience. Edgy. Nice. So I plan to steal the beast, then I need to find a way to kill the eye twitch so that I have a sacrifice outlet. I can also claim the innkeeper. If I draw Blood Avatar or Plum, I'm going to want to steal both, so let's see what happens here. It does suck not getting to use my mana at all this turn. But we need to draw. That's what we need to draw. That's really good. There is this nagging innkeeper, but I still have Heartless Act. Oh my goodness. So is it better to do this now or to attack with the beast? I think it's because they still have to sacrifice a creature, right? And they'll probably take this. But this hits for 6. All right. All right, what do we get? Fumes? Yeah, we still need another sacrifice outlet for when we use the war. Well, down to 7. Kill it. Obliteration. It's so evil. Oh my gosh. It's so thick. What are you gonna do? I mean, they might have their own Akroan War, which that'll get fun. That will get fun. Mine? Oh, what could make the day better? Drawing a card off your Blood Avatar. That's what. What could make the day better than that? Well, they found a way to kill the Blood Avatar, didn't they? But you die. That's an interesting kind of lots of big legendaries adventure gruel list. But man, did it run into the wrong side of the Blood Avatar. This Plum looks fun, but we're against Yorion, so it's our nemesis. It's the Scourge. It's the one we usually can't beat. If they're running either a Sultai Ultimatum or traditional Yorion Blink deck. If they're playing like Blue-Black Control, we might be okay, but still not a great matchup. Well, we've got creatures and we've got Plum. Let's see if we end up getting Shadow's Verdicted or not. Let's be hasty. It's Cultivate! I think I need to have Plum the Forbidden ready for Shadow's Verdict here. That's a pretty good draw. I don't know if this is playing to lose too much against Verdict, and that maybe I should just slam the Woe Strider and go for damage, but we'll see. They just always have Shadow's Verdict and Cultivate into Verdict, right? Right? They are tanking on this one. Okay. Cool. And we drew the land. That's nice. Got a lot of black needs. Do I play a red here? I don't think so. Here we come. You taking that? You're taking that. All right. If we play the Woe Strider, I'm confident that they'll Heartless Act it or something like that. I'm just going to play a little Eye Twitch. Twitchy boy. Hold open Village Rites and Plum. There's still 2 turns from Ultimatum. They didn't foretell an Epiphany, so they can't use that to get there. I'm just going to try to cheese them. Just cheese them out. There's the Verdict. They took their time, didn't they? All right. So, I think we're definitely going to play Plum. We can Plum the whole board and hang on to Rites, or we can play Rites and get another card deeper. I can't think of something I can draw for 1 mana to play this turn, so I'm going to just play the Rites and give myself all the opportunity to have the right cards here. And now we need some Bastions. Hey, just in time. Claim. Rights. Bastion. All right, what do we get? Nothing here is going to stop an Ultimatum from wrecking me, but I guess we'll just get some bodies. That's a lot of Bastion. All right, can we win? We can only deploy 1 Bastion this turn. We can deploy 2 Bastions the turn following. We can play a Woe Strider, claim it, get the opponent down to 4, and still have Village Rites open. What happens? So we're on 5 mana? We actually needed to draw a land, but maybe Village Rites can do that. So if we play Woe Strider and second Bastion right, we can burn them out, I think. Yeah, I think that's the way. If we have the Woe Strider on the table, it's vulnerable. We're going to get every point of damage that we can. Pure best to see God. I love it. Okay. All right, so if we play Woe Strider and use village rights, that's not enough. If we play Bastion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not enough. I think I need to draw the land here for sure. So let's go like this. No land. No land. Unreal. Okay. Unreal. All right, they're going to tap down a lot of my stuff. They don't have Ultimatum or they would have played it. They might have Epiphanies. So what's the best way to defend? I can't second Bastion and Woe Strider. I just can't, like, there's no play there. If we just play a bunch of creatures, they get tapped. I need a way to sacrifice them. I tapped wrong. I should tap both red. That's embarrassing. Try to draw land. Okay. YOLO. All right, now please kill this eye twitch. No! Come on now. But we did gain some life last turn by making sure that we sacrifice instead of just playing creatures that would get tapped down. It might save us. They gain a Bastion. Ouch. They have a Binding. Are they going to kill the other Bastion? They are. I think I'm going to get a turn here, guys. I know I am. They don't have enough for Epiphany now. What do you think? Do they have a negate? They keep touching the cards. Like, what are they doing? Down to 4. All right. Do they have a counter? Do they have a counter? We want to play the Bastion first, because if we play the Woe Strider and then they kill it, the sacrifices do nothing. This creates a haste 1/1, but there's no opportunity to really play it. All right. No negates. They held up the mana for something. What could it be? All right, that resolves. So now we can go for Forbidden Friendship and Plum instead of Woe Strider. And that's a lot safer. In fact, the Plum right now is lethal. I just have to make sure that they don't bounce this in response somehow. Like, I don't know what else they could have here, but we've got to be a little careful. Send the Dino. They might have Cling. A little bit of life gain. All right, they have all this mana open. Let's try ending the turn and then go for the drain out on their upkeep. They left this mana open for something, right? All right. Should just be dead. Let's see what they've got. What did you leave the mana open for? A Heartless Act on your own bird. I see. To gain a life. Okay. Die. Whew. Man, I thought when we didn't draw the land to play both the Bastions and the Strider and win, I thought we were dead, but found a way. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and let's check the stats powered by MTGA Assistant. Download link in the channel, completely free if you want your own stats and maybe some ladder information. Mono red! Look at mono white on the big decline, mono red on the upswing. Holy crap. Anyway, we're looking for today's stats around the EXTUS deck. 8-1. 8-1. 5 times on the draw, 4 times on the play. 8-1. I think that the deadly matchup, and we literally lost on the draw to the mono red God Hand. Like if they stacked their deck, that's what they'd play. So the deck is a killer and probably an excellent ladder deck for an aggressive meta. I like the matchup with everything except for Yorion. And the problem with the Yorion deck is quite simply that they can just kill you if they resolve an ultimatum, but they don't always have it. They didn't have it in the game that we played today, and I think this deck does a good job of finding ways to burn out the Yorion opponent using cards like Bastion of Remembrance and Serrated Scorpion to get those last few points of damage in. Also, the Awaken the Blood avatar, giving 3 to the face. I think it's better against the Sultai ultimatum deck than previous Rakdos decks have been, which makes this a much bigger player in the meta than it's been before, at least for the last Kaldheim season. So I think you should go out and try it. The big thing I would experiment with is cutting Woe Strider and running Kroxa. Woe Strider was good today, but Kroxa, I believe, would have been significantly better. And other than that, I wouldn't change anything about the deck until playing more games. And then out of the sideboard, nothing really to change there either. I like the way it ran. Even the start from scratch got a moment of glory. I felt the deck ran really good in today's video, and 80-some% win rate is probably not to be the norm, but you can definitely do better than 50% and get to Mythic. So this one is a contender for me. Tier 2, possibly threatening Tier 1 status. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.